You want it, I'm bringing it. We got the Florida Treasure Coast market update.
You better get fired up.
My friends, happy Wednesday. All right, so every single week on Wednesday, same time, same bad channel, I try to bring you a market update, and I focus on a specific strata of the market, right? Whether it's first-time home buyers, sellers, luxury buyers, waterfront buyers, vacant lot buyers, whatever it is, I try to focus on one specific group of people because I know that group of people eventually wants to hear statistics on the market they're interested in. So this week, we're going to look at condos out on Hutchinson Island that are either on waterfront, oceanfront, or have oceanfront views, all right? So we're going to look at that. And again, I'm going to focus on, we'll put townhouses in condos. I got a hunch we're going to primarily get condos, but we will look at both. Let's see here. Yep, this guy, share screen. Okay, so this is the MLS, okay? So you guys are seeing exactly what I see as a realtor. I'm going to pop up. Let's see. Let's come to type. And we're going to come down to condo and townhouse. So who is this kind of geared towards, right? I'm sure there's going to be some pricier stuff here. Probably getting into the 7 figures, probably not the 8 figures, maybe. But I think you're going to see that more down south. But if you are looking for a secondary property, or maybe you're, out of state, you're up in New York, you're over in California, and you're looking for something you can vacation to and be a snowbird with, that's kind of what I want to focus on here, right? I saw a condo the other day for $320 out there. I don't do a lot of sales out on Hutchinson Island. I would say in 3.5 years, I probably sold 2 or 3 out there. Don't really sell a lot out there, but it's intriguing. It's beautiful. It's nice to get your family out there, enjoy the beaches, the delicious restaurants. I love Kyle G's out there. Just the unbelievable views. It is like no other place, right? So just to have a feel for what you're facing out there, I think it'd be pretty cool. So we're going to look at, okay, we got that. Waterfront. Now, I don't like waterfront. We're going to come down. We're going to go add a field because I want it specifically to be oceanfront. So we've got view of the ocean or oceanfront. So we're going to go oceanfront. Yes. 2458. Okay, now what we're going to do, because this MLS stretches, man. It goes pretty far. So we're going to do, oh, I messed up. Go private pool, no. And then I'm going to get off of that. And then I'm going to click view map. That should, oh, it's still not. Okay, I'm trying to get the little blue dots. Oh, there we got them. Oh, they're green. I said blue. Okay, so here we come. And the part that I focus on, right? You got North Hutchinson Island up here. I really don't invest a lot of time up there, but we've got some properties here on South Hutchinson Island, up near Fort Pierce, and then of course down here on the southern side, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to zoom out a little bit, right there, is I'm going to grab everything that's on the South Island. Okay. So right there, we've got 106 options. That's a lot of options, guys. You got a lot of options. And if we come in and we put these in order of price, come on, price from high to low. You're going to see that these, okay, so we got a $4 million property, and this one's showing up twice, right? We're going to have a couple duplicates in here. So we got a $4 million. Here's a 3.5. Now you'll see these are in Sailfish Point. So these are these condos? Yeah, we'll take a look at some photos in a bit. But you've got 2.9 million, 2.2, 2.2. Okay, but let's go the other way. Let's see if we're trying to save some bucks here, get out here cheaply. Interesting. I saw one the other day for 320. I bet it's already under contract. But you can see right here, we got one at 350, 360, 390, 400, 400, 400. So you've got, man, if you go up to 4.25, you've got 11 options. 11 options, okay? And you've got 1,200 square feet, almost 1,200, almost 1,000, 11, 11, 11, 20, 11, 11, or I'm sorry, 10. You're looking at about 1,000 to 1,200 square feet until you get up into this 425 range, right? This would be interesting to see kind of the quality on this one. But looking at this one, Let's see what these photos look like. Okay, so here's your condo building. And just to kind of show you what 350 starts out at, this isn't bad. Like, it's got some dated tile, but it doesn't look like it's in bad condition. Cabinets look nice. Countertops look nice. Here's the common areas. But you're going to be able, and let's look at the map where we're at. So right up here, right when you come onto the island, right? Beautiful part of the island. We got our beautiful, I'm a little bit biased, EXP office up there. So this is probably a 30-second, 60-second drive away from that. But let's keep looking at some of these photos and see what else you got. Okay, look at these views, man. Look at the ocean front that you can come down and enjoy. You don't have to worry about a ton of people coming out. You got this private frontage, and you're under $400,000. Okay, and this one too looks like it's a first level unit, which is usually those first levels. People of the first levels and people of the top level, because you get those great views, right? So you're either getting the penthouses or you want to stay in the main level. Now, again, dated, yes, but you are on the ocean on one of the most beautiful parts on the planet, and you're at $360,000. Okay, let's look at one more here. Oh, this doesn't look bad at all. I don't know if I like the photos, but it looks decently staged. Yeah, this looks nice. Not nearly as dated as the other ones. Yeah, pretty, man. Pretty. And you're able to do this for $390,000. Okay. So you guys are, I know some people are going to be watching this and be like, Joe, that's crazy. 390 grand and I got to pay for a house on it. I got it. But if you're 60 years old, 70 years old, you've been saving up your cash, you got a little bit in the bank, dude, this would be nice, man. This would be nice. You could also go in with another couple, and now you're looking at under 200 grand each, and you guys can share it, right? So there's a lot of really cool stuff. So let's come back. Let's go back to list. Let's look at some of this higher end stuff. We'll look at a couple here. We want to look at photos. This one's 4 million. Okay. So here you go. We're in a condo. Now, let me go back to list. This one's 3,000 square feet. The others were hovering around 1,000. So this is 3 times as big. You can tell the views are incredible. The amount of windows you've got to actually take in and soak in those views, a heck of a lot more updated, more features, just a lot more unique. It's got a lot more character. This is a beautiful place, man. Beautiful place. Lots of room. I mean, I've got a doggone house and I got a couple kids, and this thing is quite a bit bigger than my house. That's a nice place right there. Let's look at this one. This one's 3.5. Again, these are going to be down on Sailfish Point right here towards the south side. Very, very, very nice area. I'm sure everybody here has heard of these. This is maybe even more updated than the other one. Much more modern looking, incredibly unique, very attractive property, phenomenal photos. Again, you've got that private beach everybody is looking for. This is great. This is great, right? Let's look at a couple more. Let's skip down to this one. This one's 2.9. Where in the map are we? We're still in the same location. All right, let's try to get out of Sailfish and see. Okay, here we go. So we're mid-island here. This is the last one we'll look at. And I want to skip ahead to the actual unit itself. It's beautiful. Lots of windows. Great views. I'll tell you, having shown some of these properties, yes, how updated your property is matters. The unique features, the character, all of that stuff matters. But the big difference I see on the pricier ones versus the much more affordable units is how big your windows are facing the ocean and how much of that ocean view you're actually going to take in while you're at the property. That seems like one of the biggest determining factors of how much your property is going to go for, right? So here you can see, and we do have some doubles, but you've got 106 options available out there right now, right? So let's see what kind of inventory we've got. So I'm going to come back here and let's look at solds. And my gosh, it's February 1st. I didn't even realize. So let's look at all of January and all of December. So we're going to come back to 12/1/2022. And in that same area, we've got 25 sales in 2 months. Okay. So you're averaging 12 and a half. So we got 106 available divided by 12 and a half a month. You've got about 8.48 months. Now, I've told you guys over the last couple of weeks, if you break down Port St. Lucie, it's a little bit different market, but it's close. Port St. Lucie into 450 and below, right? Kind of like your first time home buyers, and 500 and above, you're going to see a distinct difference in the inventory available. You're going to see that at 450 and below, and this is a week or two old data, but it's going to be really close. You've got about 2.8 months of inventory. So what that means is with the current inventory we've got available for you, if you want to go looking at homes right now, assuming we don't take another listing and put it on the market, and we look at how quickly, right, the pace of selling homes over the last, I'm looking at 2 months, 45 days, whatever it is, and you break that down into the per day sale rate, you can see how long it would take to sell all the homes on the market if we didn't list any new homes. 2.8 months is still a great seller's market. I always say 4 to 6 months is kind of a neutral market. Anything over 6 is a seller's market, or I'm sorry, a buyer's market. Anything under 4 is a seller's market, right? So that 450 and under market in Port St. Lucie, very strong for sellers. Has it changed? Yes, because we were at like 19 days at the peak. Now we're at about 2.8 months. So it has changed, but do not let anybody fool you. Do not let the headlines fool you. It is still a seller's market there, right? When you look at the 500 and above, we're looking at 6.8 months. So it's absolutely a seller or a buyer's market, no question, but it's not an incredibly strong buyer's market. You're not going to come in and consistently get homes for 30, 40 grand under and all that. Could you get them to pay your closing costs? Yeah, maybe. Some of these people are bending, right? Could you get them to come down 5, 10 grand? Yeah, maybe. We're seeing people come in at, this is from memory, but I want to say it was 96.9% of original asking prices where we're seeing them close at on average, right? So that's an interesting stat too. But now out here on Hutchinson Island, where we're looking at typically bigger buck properties, secondary properties, not primary properties, properties that are not just attracting the locals, but they're attracting out-of-staters and honestly the international community, you're seeing an 8.5-month inventory rate, which honestly, even in the strongest of markets, you're going to see that these higher end luxury properties, and I got it, some of them are 300-400 grand, but they're still considered luxury properties. These properties are usually going to have longer inventory times. So 8.5 months is not crazy at all. I think that's honestly lower than I probably expected it to be. And if you're looking to sell something out there, that's about what you should expect in this market. Is it a bad time to sell? No, not at all. You're not going to get what you would have gotten a year ago, but that's gone, right? You can't think about that anymore. You've got to think what is probably going to happen over the next year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, whatever your plans, whatever your plans would take into consideration. And then you make the best decision possible. So if you're 42 years old and you want to get the best deal for your property and you don't need the cash, well, then wait, right? Maybe properties will boom again in the future and you're 42, you're young, you'll figure it out. But if you're 83 and you need cash and you're like, oh my God, do I sell today or do I wait 6 months? Dude, it is a great time to sell. 8.5 months out there for luxury properties on the ocean is not crazy. Put your property in the market, right? So there's no right or wrong answer. And even in the examples I just gave, there really are so many different variables I didn't even go over. So Trey Hannon, what's going on, brother? But yeah, if any of you guys are thinking about selling any of those secondary properties or any other secondary property here on the Treasure Coast, feel free to reach out to me at any time. You can DM me, you can email me, you can put a comment here and I'll reach out to you. And we can talk about some of the variables you've got going on with your specific situation. And I'll give you my honest recommendation. Yes, sell it, don't sell it. Maybe sell it. Let me ask you a couple more questions, whatever it is, but we'll nail down a great strategy for you. And if you're thinking about buying a property out there, let me know. There are a lot of little intricacies that are considerably different than when you're buying your normal average homestead property for a family here in Port St. Lucie, right? So feel free to reach out anytime. Guys, I appreciate you joining me and have an absolutely incredible day.